Welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles. This channel is dedicated to educational content based on real-life cases and true events. This content shared here is drawn directly from the actual case file, and no names, places, or items have been changed. However, the content has been carefully summarized and presented for educational purposes in a comprehension format to inform, enlighten, and spark meaningful discussions. Whether you're here to learn, reflect, or simply understand the real-world scenarios better, you're in the right place. We believe in the power of truthful storytelling to educate and inspire. Disclaimer: while all stories are based on real cases, they are presented in a condensed and structured format for clarity and learning. Viewer discretion is advised where necessary. This case is cited from the Nigerian National Industrial Court online file, which is public record. The story of Mr. Ofoke WAEC, a legal chronicle in the bustling corridors of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria. A legal battle unfolded under case number NICN ABJ 370-2016. It was a case that would test the principles of employment law, fair hearing, and procedural justice. Mr. Cletus Chukwuemeka Ofoke, a dedicated employee of the West African Examinations Council, found himself at the center of serious allegations. As part of his duties, Mr. Ofoke had been entrusted with supervising the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WAEC. But trouble began when WAEC launched an internal investigation alleging that Mr. Ofoke had failed to carry out his responsibilities diligently, leading to instances of examination malpractice. The disciplinary gears turned quickly. Mr. Ofoke was first queried, then suspended, and ultimately dismissed. WAEC maintained that the dismissal was in accordance with the organization's conditions of service and the disciplinary rules outlined therein. But Mr. Ofoke did not accept this quietly. He took his fight to court, claiming that his dismissal was wrongful. He argued that the process had violated his right to fair hearing and that he was not given a proper opportunity to defend himself. His plea was simple yet firm. He sought reinstatement, a declaration that his termination was unlawful, and compensation for the injustice he believed he had suffered. WAEC, on the other hand, was confident in its defense. They asserted that every procedure had been duly followed. According to the counsel, Mr. Ofoke had received all necessary queries, had responded, and had even appeared before a disciplinary panel. The organization insisted that his dismissal was both lawful and justified. The court was faced with three central questions. 1. Was Mr. Ofoke's dismissal lawful and procedurally sound? 2. Had he been granted a fair hearing? 3. Was he entitled to any of the reliefs he sought? In a carefully considered judgment, the court noted that the employment contract between Mr. Ofoke outlined specific disciplinary procedures. It found that WAEC had adhered to these procedures. Mr. Ofoke had indeed been issued a query, given time to respond, and was heard by a disciplinary committee. The court found no evidence that his right to fair hearing had been breached. It also ruled that there had been no breach of contract. Therefore, the judgment went in favor of the defendant. Why Mr. Ofoke lost the case? The court's reasoning was clear. A. Had complied with its conditions of service. B. Mr. Ofoke was properly informed of the allegations, allowed to respond, and heard. C. There was no violation of fair hearing or contractual obligations. Legal insights and what could have been done differently. The case offered several lessons for both employers and employees. Legal issues explored. 1. The court reaffirmed that fair hearing does not mean a formal court trial, but simply the opportunity to be heard. 2. No breach of contract was found as disciplinary steps were properly executed. 3. The burden of proof lay with Mr. Ofoke, who failed to demonstrate that the process had been flawed or unjust. How it could have been avoided. 1. For Mr. Ofoke, he might have benefited from consulting legal counsel earlier and clearly articulating his defense during the internal process. For WAEC, although they won, the counsel could improve transparency by issuing a detailed written report of the disciplinary findings rather than just a dismissal letter. 3. In general, both parties should maintain clear documentation of all communications. Employers should ensure HR and management are trained in procedural compliance to avoid legal disputes. This real-life courtroom drama, while ending in favor of WAEC, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of due process, clear communication, and procedural integrity in employment relationships. Thanks so much for watching, fam. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and let me know what you think about the case. I love hearing your thoughts and feedback. And hey, if you felt a connection or learned something new, give this video a like and share it with someone who might enjoy it too. Until next time, stay safe, stay real, and I'll catch you in the next one.